Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fallen Sandwich Gaming. Coming back at you with MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, our Let's Play of the Rise of Rasalhague DLC. So, if you remember from last episode, we actually finished up what I believe we finished up the Rise of Rasalhague DLC questline. I mean, we had a little blurb at the end from Tor Miraborg, one of the main characters of the questline. But I'm not sure if that's going to circle back around in any way or how important it is. But a couple of things we need to talk about at the start of this episode. So if you take a look, maintenance is costing us almost 3.5 million C-bills, which is a lot. It is a lot. So there's some decisions we have to make in terms of what mechs we're keeping in service and what pilots we're keeping in service. So I think we're going to do the pilots first because I think that's fairly easy. Now, obviously, I can't fire myself, but I also barely get paid anything. So, Tori Liu has developed well. 35 out of 40 actually makes her one of our better pilots. Yeah, second best on the team. And then Santiago also developed well. These two saw a lot of action over the course of the series so far. So they've been able to build their skills up. Now, that also leaves us Nazari and Thompson, who both cap out at 39 and are hanging around the mid-20s right now. It's not great. I think Thompson is probably a little bit worse than Nazari. Then we've got our three injured pilots, but our three injured pilots are arguably, they not only have the highest ceiling, but, Anthony is actually our best pilot here. So to keep 4 pilots in service while these guys recover, we're going to keep Tori Liu, Santiago, and maybe Thompson, because Poole is kind of in the same boat where he caps out at 38. So, actually, Thompson's got better damage resistance, so he's better at avoiding fire and better at reducing damage taken by armor. But Nazari has a much better laser skill, and we use a lot of laser-based weaponry. So I think we're going to let go of Thompson. And probably Poole as well, because we just can't afford to be paying out this much. Once these 3 recover, these are who we're going to keep a hold of, unless we find somebody obviously better than Nazari. Nazari's definitely on the list of people I'm willing to cut. But we'll see what happens with that. Now, in terms of figuring out our battle mech situation, so a few things come to mind immediately, which is out of Assault class, we've got 1, 2, 3 Atlases. Now, I'd like to keep all 3 Atlases in service because they're pretty darn good. And they're the only 100-tonners we have. The Awesome, I think, has for sure earned its spot. I think it's worth it to at least have 1. Now, the Battlemaster is obviously one of the big question marks. The reality is that I don't really see us continuing to run the Battlemaster. It's an 85. We also have 3 Stalkers, which I think we could probably trim that down to 2 Stalkers. I don't see us needing 2 Awesomes. So I'll automatically put this Awesome into cold storage. It's just not going to make the cut, really. Now, the Zeus is actually pretty solid, so I do think it's worth holding on to the Zeus. There's also this Thunderbolt, which I haven't been crazy about, but it's a 65er. I want to try to... The reason I want to trim the team down is to try to get some variety in here so we can do missions across all tonnage levels without taking a penalty. I'll even want to get a Light Lance in here at some point. But I think we need to trim at least one of these Stalkers, if not 2 of them. So the 3H is okay. I do like the 4N because it has the large lasers. And then, of course, there's the 3F. So I'm wondering if we keep the 3F and the 4N because, yeah, I think the 3F might have the most firepower overall. Yeah, so I think we drop the 3H. So I think we're going to put the 3H in cold storage. Now, we're not selling any of these yet. We might hold on to them. But for the time being, we definitely need to trim down this maintenance number. As you can see, we already took about 700,000 off of it, maybe closer to 8. That leaves us with the double Crusaders. Now, obviously, the 3R with the machine guns is a little bit more utility than the 3K, which is running the LRMs. And so I think I'm willing to drop the 3K, especially because it's lighter on armor, and when you're looking at firepower, it's pretty comparable. So I think the 3R just being more versatile means the 3K is probably out of rotation. I will keep it in the cold storage because I am planning on trying to find more Crusader variants. Now, in terms of our 85 tonner, so we still have the 2 Stalkers, 3 Atlases. We still have the Victor, which I think I want to keep around. It hasn't been performing incredibly well, but it's doing okay. We also have the Black Knight as a heavy mech. So, the Orion I think is a solid mech. I think I want to keep the Marauder because this is a really good Marauder. I've been enjoying the heck out of driving it. Quick Draw maybe is something we can look to drop. Thunderbolt is maybe something we can look to drop. To be honest with you, I don't really like any of these. The Archer, the Thunderbolt, and the Quick Draw. We started with these 3 mechs, and although they've definitely found a place in the rotation, they are things I definitely want to move on from long term. So maybe we just bite the bullet on this. We ditch the Quick Draw. We ditch the Thunderbolt, and we ditch the Archer. And that brings our bills down to 1.7, which is obviously much better. So let's line this up. Sort of our assault lance there. And then we can kind of organize this in a way. I think the Victor, the Awesome, the Battlemaster, and probably the Zeus. Honestly, here as well, I think... I think it's honestly time to move on from the Battlemaster as well. It just doesn't have the ranged capabilities to kind of sustain the kind of damage you expect it to take. So we can slot the Black Knight in there. Or actually, since this is kind of a mixed speed group, we can actually slot the Stalker in here, the other Stalker. And then, boom, this is a heavy lance. Sort of middle of the road heavy lance. They're all similar speed. Yeah, they're all the same speed. And then this is obviously a decent lighter heavy lance. So yeah, I think that's what we want to do. We'll just toss these up here to clear the space. But now that that is all figured out and we are back to spending a reasonable amount of money on maintenance, we can really get to work here. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. I wanted to talk over my thought process on the whole thing, so it's not like, where did all the mechs go? Obviously, we're not selling any mechs, maybe with the exception of this Extra Awesome. It's super beat up, so it would be expensive to fix. And I really did buy it just to kind of help me out with a couple of missions I was struggling with. Awesomes are great. I can't say enough good things about them. But, for now, it's definitely going to be benched, potentially going to be sold. We just take a quick look at the mech market again. Here's another Awesome. This is the 8T. I don't really like the 8T all that much. It's also Battlemaster 1D, which is a lot less weaponry than the Battlemaster we have. I think we have the P or the Q. I don't know. There's a lot of different versions. It's also a PPC Highlander, not really what I'm talking about, and another Stalker 3H. I love Stalkers. I think I could probably run quad Stalkers and not feel bad about it. But as you can see, we haven't really taken a chance and jumped around at all. Now, there is a Reputation level 3 raid here, which, you know, that's probably a little light for us. We could go down into this area with Lyndon's company, or down into here. I think either of those would be fine. So, what if we jump down to Meacham? How long does that take? 55 days, so it'll be right after we pay our bills. Let's jump down to Meacham real quick and just see what's going on in that industrial hub. It also gives time for like some of our mechs to refit before we go ahead and start running some missions. So, you know, I know it's a little bit of admin, but I wanted to get it out of the way, and I also wanted you guys to just kind of see my thought process. Like I said, a couple of things we're going to do here. We're going to look at the pilots. So right here, Captain Rice, 35 out of 52. This automatically becomes one of our better pilots. He's got a 10 potential in lasers, a 9 in missiles, a 10 potential in heat. Like, this is a solid add, and so we're going to add. And this is a 36 out of 47, which means he would automatically be better than Tory Liu. He would be better than Santiago. So, I think Nazari's obviously done. Rice is probably going into the rotation. Let me just think. Is there anybody whose skills I don't really like the look of? So McClendon's got really bad ballistic skill, but everything else is good. So I don't mind keeping McClendon around. But I think this is the end of the road for Santiago for sure. And then we'll just pick up Captain Bonds here at a 47. That seems fine to me. Let's check out the mech market. So an awesome 8R, it's kind of meh. There's a Centurion 9A. I think this is kind of the standard Centurion. It's another Victor here. And another Zeus here. So the Centurion's interesting. It's a good start for a medium lance. Which I definitely think I would like to add a couple of mediums. It's a good 50 tons. How much is it going for? Just under 3 million. I think we can afford to swing that. It also luckily has its core and its head, so it's not going to cost too much to get it up to speed. Let's take a quick look at it. So if we just repair all, we can obviously move this stuff down. That's fine, because we're actually just going to go with a regular LRM-10. I don't want to waste my best equipment on this particular mech, because it's, you know, it's a Centurion. It's going to do some stuff, but it's nothing particularly special. And honestly, the armor spread is kind of fine for me. I think I'm happy to leave this as is, because Centurions are a very basic kind of mech. I mean, you know, AC-10, LRM-10, double medium laser. This is about what I would do, probably. I wouldn't really mix it up too much when it comes down to Centurions. So let's just go ahead and do that work. It's going to cost $300,000. So all in all, we spent a little over 3 million. You know, maybe like 3.3 to get this Centurion into the group and up and running, which is fine with me. And there you go. So, you know, we're starting on a medium lance, and hopefully we can expand into a light lance at some point. Let's take a look at the weaponry available real quick. We got a mission for that, so we might as well just pick it up. Must have a mission for that, so we'll pick it up. And then these are just pretty good. Tier 4. I don't necessarily like streams all that much, so I don't think I want to spend the money on those. Double heat sinks. Always going to buy those when I see them. Alright. So, that reminds me, when we get a chance, we'll have to really look over the mechs in the area. There's a hero mech here, so let's go take a look at that real quick, and then we'll go find a mission. Again, if it's, you know, there's a fair amount of hero mechs I'd be open to picking up. So it's actually a hero Centurion. The YLW2. So let's take a look at the mech info. So, court-martialed for conspiring with Kittery resistance groups to lead his Davion command into a Liao ambush, an enraged Justin Allard directly insulted First Prince Hans Davion in the New Avalon court, claiming his trial was unfairly biased against him due to his half-Capellan heritage. Expelled from the Federated Sons and adopting his mother's maiden name, Shang, I hope I said that correctly, Justin entered the gladiatorial Solaris 7 games with the intent of publicly humiliating Hans Davion at every opportunity with his now infamous Yen Lo Wang. Justin Shang would eventually become the 30-27 Solaris 7 champion after killing the reigning champion, Philip Capet. So this is the Yen Lo Wang. Double medium laser, medium claw, AC-20. Let me just take a look at this. So, I mean... It's definitely a very specific sort of Centurion. Okay, I'm willing to pick it up. I am. You know, I think I'm happy to go ahead and add another hero mech to the roster. It's got a really cool paint job. Of course, you know, it's probably not going to keep that, but for now, I'm not going to change it. Now, first things first, let's get this AC-20 ammo out of the important bits. Armor-wise, again, I'm kind of fine with it. I'm going to leave the claw on. It's obviously very thematic. Let's go ahead and pick that up. UAC 5. Okay, I'm going to buy that too, because that's definitely going into something. Buy both of those. Buy those. Got to get some of these Cantina missions off the board as well before I forget. Okay. I don't see this thing building up a ton of heat, so 2 heat sinks probably is fine. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. And yeah, I mean, we'll give it a shot. So, there you go. So now we kind of have a, you know, mixed heavy medium lance. I know it's 2 Centurions and one of them's a little bit of a gimmick, but I like gimmicks, so I don't really care. Actually, before I drive myself crazy with these Cantina missions, kill 75 ground vehicles, like collect a Wolfhound. Okay, never mind. We're just going to continue to drive ourselves crazy with these Cantina missions. What is this? So, the powder keg. That's not really what I wanted to look at. So, there's some missions here for Kurita, who we have good relations with. And I can't see who this is against. Oh, I probably actually have it in my objectives. I guess I don't, actually. So, I mean, I think we didn't do the conspirators in our last campaign, so that might be something we look to do. But for now, let's jump down here to Accrington and see what this high reward quest is. All right? It's in our difficulty range, so maybe we'll get to do something fun. Alright, the powder keg. Hello, mercenary. I hope this message reaches you well. You can call me Miller. My job is to connect organizations who have problems with mercenary companies who are capable of solving them. Think of me as a sort of broker. I'm contacting you on behalf of a benefactor who wishes to remain anonymous. They're looking for an independent mercenary unit to strike key strategic targets within this region. Curiously enough, the targets are both of Steiner and Caritan ownership. I'm not aware of their exact motives, but if I was to hazard a guess, they're looking to incite conflict between the two sides, hoping your attacks will trigger open war. You'll be rewarded handsomely if you can live with this contract's moral shortcomings. Of course we can live with the contract's moral shortcomings. We're mercenaries. So, this is a demolition. An anonymous employer wants to demolish the Steiner military base located along the tumultuous Steiner-Kurita border. Be warned, it will be well protected. Okay. Now, obviously we're pretty flush on money. I mean, this is a demo. I'm not expecting to pick up a mech here. So maybe we'll just take 15 and a little bit of cash to get us back above I mean, that covers the bills, the bi-monthly bill, if we just did that. Yeah, let's just do that. And let's clear the board, because now we got some new stuff to think about. We're going to, of course, bring in Captain Anthony and Captain Rice. Those are our two top pilots. And then we also have Captain Bonds, who we could take out for their first ride. So let's do that. Now, this is a demo, 315 weight. So I don't think we're going to be able to take out, like, our heavies. But I could probably take the Zeus, right? Probably take the Zeus and toss somebody in the Victor. Probably Anthony. He's got the best ballistic potential. So there's the Victor. Or can we bring our heavies? I'm doing the math right now. I'm like, I can swing an Atlas RS. Probably better off in Bonds' hands, actually. Yeah, let's put the RS with Bonds. And then what would Rice take? I've got 55 left. So, one of the Centurions. Yeah, that might be just a little bit unbalanced if we did all that. So, let's just take a couple of the heavies out. So, Cataphract is definitely more Rice's speed, actually. So, Cataphract here. And then I've got 85 left, if I did that math correctly. So that would be one of the Stalkers, potentially. 3F or 4N. I'm trying to remember which one. They're about the same. I think the 3F has the best firepower overall. Yeah, it has better firepower. Worse cooling, though. This must have double heat sinks in it. I might have to move those over, because this has more weaponry. Yeah, let's just bring the 3F. Okay. Yeah, that's... In that case, I'm going to switch these two. Because... Yeah, that's probably better. Alright, let's roll. I'm going to try to keep the rest of this episode action-packed for you guys, because I know that was a lot of figuring things out in the beginning. Let me just double-check these. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine with me. Demolitions are exactly the kind of missions I like to run when it's just about making money. You know, because they're nice and easy to just get on in there and get to work.
We are acting as the first strike in a Steiner-Kurita war.
Okay.
Yet. Up ahead is a Steiner base that our mysterious
Interesting.
need you to render inoperable. I'd be sure to act fast. I'm seeing significant forces in the region.
Significant forces in the region, they say. Okay. Well, we can't act that fast because we do have a Stalker with us. So, we would outpace the Stalker if we really got moving. It's pretty big map. Luckily, the base is kind of central. I'm wondering what kind of base it is, because some of these bases are way easier to destroy than others. And it would be nice to have an easy one to get us back in the swing of things. Okay, we've got something. A Vulcan. Alright. Alright, that's down. Okay. So initial engagement went fine. Took a little bit of damage, surprisingly, on the legs.
Focusing on fire on target. Hostiles are inbound. Enemies have sucked on fuel reserves.
Try to use the trees for cover. Oh yeah, I guess that is actually fairly stiff resistance.
There's your target objective, Commander. Why don't you go over and introduce yourself?
We've got company. Mercenary unit has passed the Leiden territory. Gauntlet base on high alert. Tango down. Damn it. They took out
Alright.
the center.
Panther behind us. Try to make short work of him. Okay, that's down.
Enemy forces have come on generator.
Tango down.
That'll be a problem.
We have your target, Commander.
Alright, let's just get formed up. And actually get into the part of this base that needs to be destroyed.
We're making progress, but still have a long way to go. Keep at it, everyone.
Alright, it's down. Ah, that's where those missiles have been coming from. Oh, really? Knocked out the AC-5, eh? That was half the reason for bringing the Zeus.
Our HQ has been decimated.
Oh, you know. It's not the end of the world. Alright. Let's finish this base off.
I'm showing heavy damage to a number of the facility structures.
Yeah, you would be showing heavy damage. We've been really getting after it, you know?
Fuel supply has just been destroyed. Power generator is down.
Right on cue. VTOL on approach.
Yep, hate to see those, especially when you don't have your arm mounts to take care of them. So let's just try to focus on the base.
Target destroyed.
Alright.
These are rebels of warehouse.
I mean, luckily it looks like I managed to gain most of the enemy's attention,
Wee bit more, Commander.
which
This
has
complex is on the verge of collapse.
kept my allies fairly safe. Let's just run through this stuff over here.
HQ has fallen to enemy fire.
You know, it might have even been worth bringing the Sidewinder into this and just rushing the whole thing down. Alright. Come on, 1%. There we go.
Target is on the
Nice and easy.
Take it down.
Alright. Let's just form up and pull on out. Oh. Don't give him that arm. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh, the Stalker took a good bit of damage as well, but, you know, the Stalker's got so many guns on it that it probably just aggroed the most.
Good work. That base is down. Between you and me, this feels like a very one-sided war, with Steiner being down a command base already. Oh well, I'm sure our employer has their reasons.
Alright. Nothing wrong with an easy one. Took a little bit more damage than we should have, but, you know, that was probably just me rushing and playing sloppy. I do that from time to time. Oh, there's a Wolverine here. Wolverines have been pretty aggravating. We've been seeing a lot of them. They're solid mechs. I'm okay with picking up a Wolverine. Then 1,000 damage dealt by the Victor. Did some good work in there. Oh! Apparently the Stalker went down and Captain Rice died. I did not even notice that. So, that sucks. Well, boy, that was quick. So, let's check out this next transmission. Good work, Merc. Our benefactor is quite pleased with your performance and are willing to forward you the information for their next target. While last time you hit the Steiner base, it seems now that they have a Cretan target in mind. Planet Port Mosby appears to be a fairly nondescript agricultural world, but it turns out that the Draconis Combine is secretly using it as a comms relay planet to monitor the front line. It truly does seem like your shadow employer is looking to ignite war in this volatile region. Wow. So, Rice died in his first mission. I don't know how often I see that happen, but yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I mean, like, do I bounce out, or I guess we'll just keep going. That's pretty ridiculous. Captain Rice, man. Captain Rice. Yeah, so Stalker cord, pilot dead. It's a great start. Great start to post Rise of Rasalhague. I was like, yeah, this mission wasn't too bad, whatever. Little did I know. So this is a raid. Up next is a camouflage Cretan communication relay nestled in a seemingly innocuous agricultural region. Draconis Combine are running an important operation out here, but be warned, just because of the secret base, however, does not mean that the Cretans will be lightly armed. Alright, Cretan secret base. So again, I think we take like 4 salvage points and like 4 money. Wow. Dead pilot. Gotta love it. Alright, so with that being said, I guess McClendon's in. I can't believe that. So quick. Personally, I think I'll jump in the Stalker, and then we can get Anthony in the Awesome. Actually, McClendon would probably be better in the Awesome. Bring the Awesome at 315. So probably an Orion for Anthony. And then I've still got, what is that, 70, 75, 85? Let's see. Black Knight? Yeah, that works. That works. So obviously, probably swap these two. Okay. Or actually, I think I probably want to take the Black Knight out. So let's give Let's give Anthony this. What did I just do? You know what? Nah, forget it. I want to take the stalker. I'll take the stalker. Alright. I can't believe that. We found another good pilot and they immediately died. So, that feels like just my luck, you know? Yeah, that's right.
Objective in this proxy war is to take down the communications gear hidden at a secret Curitan facility. Odd, we've just handed them a strategic edge, but now we're taking away another. Regardless, we don't need to level the entire base. Just the targets that I've marked for you.
Alright. So again, it brought kind of a slow group for a raid, but, you know, we're going to have some fun with it. Okay. That's taken care of. Take a look at the map. Yeah, I think we try to hit these. Let's do this circle around the side.
Scrap that one.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Let's take care of that. All right. A Manticore, of course.
Objective down.
All right, that's taken care of. Woo!
Target acquired.
Of course.
Target destroyed.
Tango down. One of our assigned targets is flying in.
Target acquired.
Quick draw. Could be a little bit problematic if he gets around the back of me.
Target is
But I mean, if he stands up there and lets me shoot him for free, that's fine too. Okay.
Incoming missile.
Alright.
Target
That's taken care of. Of course, another Shadowhawk. Yeah, let's take out this main base. Let's just do that. Okay.
Kill is about to explode. Tango down.
target acquired.
Get rid of that harasser if we can. Alright. It's going well enough. The heck?
target.
Alright, there it is.
Target acquired.
Hostile transport ship coming in.
Great.
Target destroyed.
Oh, it's coming in behind me also. Let's spin it around.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got?
Target Black Knight.
A Black Knight. Definitely want that down. Shoot again, please. Alright. That's down. You guys take care of that Centurion, please. Alright. Well, that's enough of that. Yeah. Alright, regroup. Regroup. It's going well so far. I mean, the Stalker feels really good. At least this particular Stalker feels great. Obviously, the other Stalker ended up being a death sentence for our guy, Rice. Alright. Take care of that. Take care of that. And let's go. So, I would say this felt like a successful mission. I mean, I still can't believe that a Stalker was cored and a pilot was killed. First action. But that's just how it goes sometimes. They can't all be perfect, and they can't all be winners. So, let's just pull on out, and we'll probably have to bounce out and do some repairs before we take on the next mission, but either way, I would say an overall success. Yeah, it's super weird, Rihanna. The third mission's just gonna be some knock him out, drag him down, slugfest. It's like, I'm here for it. The Laser Centurion, I'm just not gonna take. Hopefully you guys understand why. You know, I'm okay with picking up medium mechs right now, but like, gotta be ones I want. And that definitely doesn't fit the bill. I guess I would probably take the AC5. That's actually a decent large laser. Let's see, I got 1 point left. Tier 0 medium. Yeah, I guess so. So again, I mean, the damage output from the Stalker was pretty good. We led in every category, so again, the Black Knight just lost an arm and somehow cost me a ton of money. So, part 3. Interesting development, Merc. I've theorized that this Shadow Client is paying... Oh, you know what, guys? Actually, before I get into all that, that is my time. So, between this episode and the next, I'm going to bounce out and do the repairs, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up this transmission. So, if you liked what you saw here today, I know, of course we had to have a rocky start, but whatever. If you liked what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. I promise I'm going to clean it up for you guys in the next one if I can. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day.